Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving straight into the absolute core of what we do here at Pratimoksha, Dubai's premier yoga studio. We're looking at how to transition from a totally fragmented, high-stress routine into a practice of genuine, holistic wellness. If you've been feeling like your routine is just missing a piece, well, you're in exactly the right place.
So ask yourself, are you really practicing yoga, or are you just enduring stillness? You know, in our Outmatha studio, we constantly see incredibly hardworking Dubai professionals walk through our doors, and honestly, they're exhausted. They're running on empty, and they're starting to realize that their disjointed approach to wellness just isn't giving them the profound, lasting relief they desperately need. They're trying so hard, but something is definitely missing.
In our experience, people usually fall into one of two camps. You've got meditators who have never stepped on a yoga mat, and on the flip side, yogis who have never meditated in any serious sense. Now, both groups usually assume they've got a complete practice going. But as our founder Lalita Viswanath so often points out, they're really missing half the picture. The classical tradition fundamentally disagrees with keeping these practices separated.
In fact, as we often teach at Pratimoksha, a yoga practice without any meditative dimension is essentially calisthenics with better marketing. Without that mental engagement, your physical postures are just going to plateau at pure fitness. Sure, you might get stronger, maybe a bit more flexible, which is totally fine if fitness is your only goal, but it leaves the true transformational depth of the practice completely untouched.
And it's absolutely thrilling to see modern research finally catching up to the integrated approach we practice every single day. A recent multinational study on health-related quality of life proved that combined yoga and meditation programs yield meaningfully better outcomes in stress response, workplace productivity, and overall well-being. It consistently outperforms practicing either discipline on its own. It is just incredibly validating to see modern science confirm what ancient wisdom has known all along, isn't it?
Because this timeline really illustrates that our approach is not some new fitness trend. This integration goes back roughly 2,000 years to Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, which established the 8 limbs of yoga. Fast forward to 2016, when Lalita Viswanath founded Pratimoksha right here in Dubai, proudly building on this classical lineage. And today, our entire mission is integrating this ancient wisdom specifically for modern professionals like you.
Section 1. The classical sequence.
We're always emphasizing to our students that the 8 limbs of yoga are not a menu you can just casually pick and choose from. They are a very precise, purposeful sequence. First, you start with asana, the physical postures, to make the body steady. Then, you use breath regulation and sensory withdrawal, that's pranayama, pratyahara, and dhyana, to settle the nervous system and turn your attention inward. It's this exact sequence that creates the necessary conditions for true meditation. And that brings us to Dhyana. As Lalita teaches us, Dhyana is concentration sustained entirely without effort. It's this incredible state where the object of your attention appears continuously, and your mind doesn't have to keep fighting to return to it. It's just a pure, uninterrupted flow. Ultimately guiding you to this state of effortless meditative awareness is our absolute highest goal at Pratimoksha.
Section 2. Preparing the physical body.
You know, teaching meditation without that preparatory physical sequence is exactly like trying to pour water into a container that's full of holes. The water goes in, sure, but it just doesn't stay. You simply cannot force a stressed, desk-bound body to sit down and be still. Sitting for 20 minutes with unaddressed physical tension, that isn't meditation. It's honestly just a grueling test of endurance. The crucial point here is that asana practice actually makes your body legible. When you practice these physical postures with focused attention, you suddenly start uncovering hidden tensions you've been entirely ignoring. Maybe it's a shoulder you've been holding high for 2 years, or a compressed lower back that finally becomes a felt experience rather than just some vague ache. By honestly working with the body first, stillness becomes something your system can actually, truly handle.
As our founder, Lalita Viswanath, masterfully teaches, the transition into stillness at the end of a practice is not tagged on as an afterthought. It's the point the whole session has been building toward. She approaches this relationship between body and mind as a living, breathing interplay. Every single movement in our studio is purposefully guiding you toward that final destination of complete stillness.
Section 3. Moving beyond pure fitness. On the flip side, meditation is exactly what your physical yoga needs to become truly transformative. Observing your breath without forcibly controlling it and calmly staying with physical discomfort during a posture, that requires a very specific quality of attention.
And that attention is exactly what meditation trains. Without it, you are inevitably going to hit a plateau. To experience the true depth yoga has to offer, the mind has to be trained just as rigorously as the body.
Section 4. Signs of a disconnect.
Now, you might be wondering if your current wellness routine is missing this vital conversation between body and mind. Well, if meditation feels impossible because you're just too restless, or if your physical asana practice feels mechanical and empty, maybe your sleep isn't restorative, or the calm you feel after yoga class just evaporates within an hour. These are all clear signs. It means your preparatory physical work and your meditative dimensions are operating completely separately, and they desperately need to be brought back into harmony.
Section 5. The integrated Pratimoksha approach.
So what does a truly combined, coherent practice actually look like in our studio? Well, it doesn't mean you need to dedicate 2 separate hours of your day. No way. Instead, a coherent practice naturally integrates breath, movement, and stillness all within a single session. Early on, we spend more time on asana because the body really needs that preparation. But over time, the ratio naturally shifts as your body genuinely learns to want and even crave that stillness.
To help with this transition, Lalitha designed our specialized Prana and Beyond course. Here, we teach that pranayama, or breathwork, is the essential bridge between the physical and meditative dimensions. Once a student is ready to evolve past purely physical postures without, abandoning them, structured breathwork becomes the bridge that makes the practice feel genuinely different and deeply integrated.
And for those who are truly ready to dive deep, we offer the Dhyana workshop. We don't treat mindfulness as just some separate, trendy hobby, not at all. Instead, we present the Dhyana workshop as the logical, natural evolution for our dedicated asana students. It's the moment where you finally understand exactly what all your physical preparation has been building toward this whole time.
If you're practicing regularly in Dubai but haven't yet explored this meditative dimension, we are warmly here for you. Reach out through our contact page, have a one-on-one conversation with one of our expert teachers, and explore our progressive signature programs. Honestly, having a simple conversation with us is the perfect, risk-free next step to elevating your practice.
I want to leave you with this final, vital question to reflect upon today. Ask yourself, is your practice giving you a brief moment of calm, or is it transforming your entire day? We warmly invite you to reflect on your current journey. Reach out to us at Pratimoksha and allow us to help you finally experience the profound peace, clarity, and wholeness of a truly complete practice. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer, and we absolutely can't wait to welcome you into the studio soon.